Today we understand FIMM integration, valuation class, movement types. Okay. So let's first check MM02 and let's pick up this. We don't have any views. 86, accounting 1 and accounting 2, double A42. Okay. If we go to accounting 1, we have this valuation class. Now, what is a valuation class? Valuation classes can be easily defined as raw material, semi-finished goods, and finished goods, samples, whatever. Okay. So we can define these further like CD70 and CG125 in finished goods. Those can be again can be represented as a different valuation class. CD70 will be 3000 and 125 will be 3125, right? So valuation classes are also to define how the GLs for each valuation class are differentiated. But GLs for what? GLs for various scenarios. Now, we are getting into scenarios now. So that is valuation class, as simple as that. What are movement types? Now, movement types are basically attached with goods treatment in a company, in a warehouse, or in a plant. For example, good receipt is defined with movement 101, 101. Good issue to production order is symbolized with the movement type 261. Scrapping of goods is defined with 551. Goods delivered to customer 601. Initial upload of stock 561. So whenever we, for example, if we are taking a scenario, we have good receipt of raw material against purchase order. So the movement type is 101. Accounting entry will be inventory of raw material debit. Okay. And GRIR, good receipt, invoice receipt, credit. Okay. Now, inventory is, of course, an asset related account. Okay. This will go into asset account or in the balance sheet at the end of the year. GRIR is a provisionary account or auxiliary account, which means it has no role but to be a middleman. So the middleman actually is working in this scenario to help these accounts to be populated. Okay. So when it is provisionary, it also means that GRIR account will be settled at the end of the year and it will be made zero with no balance. Okay. So it will reconcile. And what do we reconcile in SAP? We reconcile open items. Now, what are open items? Let me tell you that. Let me get into this discussion. Okay. But first, let's understand GRIR. Okay. So we have GRIR for various categories like GR for PO or GRIR account for raw material, semi-finished, finished good, they will be separate GRIR. Okay. And of course, there will be consumption as well. Consumption will also be recorded. So this is basically GRIR account can be more than one to accommodate all of these scenarios. So GRIR account is essentially a watchdog over inventory movement, but at the end of the day, it will have zero balance. It has to reconcile. And GRIR accounts will be open items. So what are open items? Now, open items which have to be settled or reconciled, right? Like in vendor, okay? In vendor, what happens is that you acquire goods, okay, or inventory against GRIR account. Then the vendor sends invoice receipt. And what happens? GRIR account is debit and vendor invoice is credit. Okay, so that's how your GRIR and this GRIR account gets knocked off. Okay, and then what we have is assets, good inventory, and vendor invoice as a credit. So these vendor credits, what are open items? Vendor items, unpaid, withholding tax, liability, unpaid, incoming, outgoing of banks. Okay. Then customer items also unpaid. And GRIR, of course. These are also open items because you have to run a reconciliation at the end of the day. Now, how do vendor, inventory, GRIR accounts reconcile? Now, this is a very good discussion. For this, we actually go to FS00. Again, stop. Anyways, the sort key in your recon account, vendor master, GL accounts has to be 014, which is purchase order. Now, sort key basically will actually mention in recon account the reference for PO in vendor master with sort key PO in vendor master, the reference for the purchase order whenever vendor supplies anything against a PO. GL accounts, GRIR accounts will have the reference of 014. So once the cash is paid, the invoice is cleared, we have to clear vendor, GRIR, and payment. Three-way reconciliation through the sort key. Okay. So the sort key basically works in this way that it finds amount plus PO reference to sort key and reconciliation is then done. For reconciliation, F.05 is the T code to run the reconciliation.